A lot of people are talking shit about Tom, but he apparently still can't see. Here's the thing. The other eye got hurt as well, but not as bad, but it looks way worse. The finger goes way deeper in the other eye.
And you know, it's crazy that everyone that talks the most has never been poked in the eye. Not even a little bit, like accidentally.
Oh, it's horrible. The idea that you can't see and then you're supposed to fight a guy, it should be an instant 1-point deduction.
Do you have any updates about the eye of Tom Aspinall? And is there a rematch in the works?
Oh, Jesus. Don't let me talk about Tom Aspinall's eye. Apparently he's going in for a second surgery or just had it, and by surgery, I mean injections. I have no idea. Get a quote from him. God fucking forbid I say something about it. Go ahead.
Any updates about the eye of Tom Aspinall? And is there a rematch in the works?
Oh, Jesus. Don't let me talk about Tom Aspinall's eye. Apparently he's going in for a second surgery or just had it, and by surgery, I mean injections. I have no idea. Get a quote from him. God forbid I say something about it. Go ahead.
Weird, Dana.
Jeez.
How close did you think you were to...
Here's your quote. Catching strays, aren't I? Catching strays in my own living room on a Sunday, man.
Joe Rogan has just reacted to the shocking reports that Tom Aspinall has been fired from the UFC. And whether you believe it or not, the MMA world is in complete chaos. To be clear, nothing has been officially announced. But after Dana White's recent comments downplaying Aspinall's eye injury, combined with weeks of tension, cold responses, and public disrespect, fans are starting to connect the dots. And according to the growing online narrative, this is no longer about an injury. It's about beef. Joe Rogan didn't outright confirm anything, but his reaction said plenty. He questioned how the UFC could even consider pushing out a heavyweight like Aspinall, calling him one of the most dangerous, athletic, and well-rounded big men the sport has seen in years. And that's where the real conversation begins. Because Tom Aspinall did everything right. He stepped up on short notice. He served as a backup champion. He waited patiently while the John Jones saga dragged on for more than a year.
So many fucking months, and all of it for what? For John Jones to eventually get to the point where the UFC were like, are you gonna fucking fight or not? And he's put a fucking tweet out to retire. That's what all of this was for. A fucking tweet. Oh, and a press conference in Azerbaijan.
John Jones called us last night and retired. John Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
It's honestly a disgrace that this is how Tom Aspinall wins his heavyweight world title when Jones never beat anyone who was the champion either. Jones was never any more of a champion than Tom Aspinall was. But for him to be announced as world champ like this, it's just not right. And when you look at the star that Tom Aspinall could be, the amount of fights he could have had in all of this time, and the fact that he's just patiently sat there and wasted months and over a year of his career in his prime, because John Jones might want to fight him. What a disaster this is. And I can't believe that it's taken the UFC this long to figure that out. And I get it on the one hand because they're trying to give the fans what they want. And also, who would have really believed that someone like John Jones would delay things this long and bottle it in such fashion? I mean, it's pathetic on his part. But to be fair, Aspinall predicted it himself. So I just wish that they hadn't Michael Chandlered him this badly and kept him on ice. And inactivity is a terrible thing for fighters. And I just hope that this doesn't impact Aspinall's career any more than it already has. Because unlike John Jones, people can say what they want about John Jones as a fighter, right? We've all acknowledged he's a skilled fighter. But as a man, I think he's...
When he finally gets his moment, he suffers a serious eye injury. One that specialists have warned could permanently damage his vision if he's rushed back. Instead of support, he's dismissed. Instead of protection, he's brushed aside. That's why this alleged fallout feels so ugly. Dana White's recent tone wasn't just frustrated, it felt personal. Jokes about injections, and a refusal to clearly address the injury.
Obviously, you've been pretty clear in what you've said. Back to Cyril, but surgery now is the focus, and then we'll kick on to 2026, right?
That's the plan. That's the plan. By the time this is going out, they probably have had surgery on one side already. Next surgery's coming mid-January, so we're working towards getting back, and that's the plan.
It was really bad how it looks. And he said, you can't train your eyeballs to be stronger. Here's what it is. Protection here and here, but he obviously got no protection because the fingers were straight in. The fight should have been stopped. He couldn't see. It was a foul. He couldn't see. Then you can't fight. You know, if he'd have got knocked out with a head kick next, then it would have been worse. I don't know. And then he said, sometimes when your eyes here like that, it can become displaced and stay there. And they did a few tests on that and they said it doesn't seem like that. and his vision on the eye that's the best eye, his eye wasn't following properly, so the muscles weren't working strong enough to go this way. This one just wasn't working that good at all. So we've got to have additional tests further this week, and Moyes is sorting the tests out for us, and he's got to have a CT scan.
He got fingered, 2 in the eyes. One of his fingers even went in his mouth. Oh, like it was deep. Cyril Gane was looking so good in that first round. Tom Aspinall's nose was bleeding. Cyril was landing with that jab. I got a heavyweight. You go in there, and a lot of times a heavyweight, you see guys not really engaged too much because it takes one punch, especially from 2 big punches like that. And Tom was kind of pushed, like coming forward. Cyril was landing beautiful jabs, circling around. He won that round. Both those guys, for being heavyweight, can move so well on their feet. God, that was going to be such a...
Avoiding praise, avoiding reassurance. And now, suddenly, rumors start circulating that Aspinall is difficult, unreliable, or causing problems behind the scenes. Joe Rogan pushed back hard on that idea. He made it clear that fighters don't choose eye injuries. They don't fake vision damage, and they certainly don't risk their careers just to prove a point. Rogan questioned whether the UFC is punishing Tom Aspinall not for being injured, but for being inconvenient. And that's the scary part, because if Tom Aspinall can be treated like this, what message does that send to the rest of the roster?
That is your heavyweight champion. That is one of the best and most popular fighters in the world. And the reaction is, geez, don't let me say anything about him. Last I heard, he had a couple surgeries, well, injections. Like the whole thing felt dismissive. The whole thing felt like he doesn't really believe it. If I'm being 100%, if I am to read his body language, and he will 1,000% say, that felt very dismissive. That felt like someone who didn't believe that his heavyweight champion was actually going through something. Anyone feel otherwise?
No, it was exactly that.
And by
surgeries, I mean injections. That's like a direct shot at him.
Yes.
Oh, God forbid I say something. Yeah, no, that's
like
what it was.
Flip it. It was just, if I'm Tom Aspinall sitting there, I'm like, man, what did I do to this guy? All I've done is stepped up to the plate, and I got poked in the freaking eye. And you think I want to get injections for fun? Do you think Tom Aspinall is injections or not, surgery or not? Do you think he's doing this for fun? And the world has no idea how much his life has changed as a result of all of this. Do you think he is doing this for fun? Do you think he's doing this to prove a point to all of you who thought he was faking? It's absurd to me. He could have easily answered that question like, to be honest, he's just working through things. Hopeful he'll be back. Wishing him the best. We'll be here when he's ready to come back. Like what? Why did it have to be that?
The guy that's currently ranked number 10 is his friend, Anthony Elijah, and he would vacate the title if Elijah got to a point where he was going to fight for the title.
I hate that, Tom saying I'd vacate if he fought. It's even...
This is starting to feel less like a medical issue and more like a power struggle. A fighter who understands his value, a champion who refuses to rush back while injured, and a promotion that doesn't like being pushed. Even quietly, fans are already speculating about what comes next. Boxing, the PFL, even massive crossover fights.
I'm saying, but for fun, I think he'd have a lot of people that supported him. For some reason, Cyril has come out of this thing with his hands clean. He's the one that did the poking.
They've got to do something about these eye pokes. The rule is you got to have your hands like this, but you can still have your fingers out straight. You can't do that, you can do that. That's the stupidest rule I've ever seen in my life. Make a fist. Simple as that. You're throwing punches, and you got to parry shots, but you just got to unbend your fingers. It's really not that hard. This is a stupid rule.
Only Tom knows what happened. Could he see? Couldn't he see? Could he continue? I can't make people fight if they feel they've been injured. After the Jones fight, a lot of people wrote Cyril Gane off. He looked damn good tonight. I mean, he had Tom bloodied up, and Tom didn't want to continue in the fight. The rematch is very interesting.
Think about Dana White saying Tom didn't continue.
Tom didn't want to continue in the fight, so.
And then also, who gives it to eye pokes?
Who gives it?
Well, listen, I didn't continue. I'll tell you why I didn't continue. Because I'm not a dummy. Like, I'm not going to go out there and fight one of the best strikers in the world if I can't see. I know, as an MMA fighter, look, things are going to happen in the fight that compromise you. Go back and watch my fight with Arlovski. The end of the first round, he punched me right in the eyeball.
Final 20 seconds of the first round. Oh, big right from Arlovski.
For the rest of that fight, I couldn't see him out that eye. That's fine. If you get punched or kicked in the eye, that's fine. If you get double eye poked in both eyes and you've got no vision because of a foul, why should I carry on? So some dummy can look and say, oh yeah, Tom just got knocked out, because I ain't going to fight if I can't see anything because of a foul.
So they've announced this White House UFC fight. Can we expect to see you on the card?
I can't promise anyone anything, but I have very strong feeling that I'll be on that card. It's going to be historic.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Any possible names you think?
Well, no, I mean, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall, but we'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. The only thing to have an American guy fight for the championship that night, I'd be willing to put it all on the line.
Nice.
I'll be interested to see if he wins his next fight, because
what's the rumor? Cyril Gane? He's gonna.
Cyril Gane, supposedly. There's a video that hasn't gone viral, but one of his losses, he was very much an adult. I believe already a black belt, and he was taken down, and the guy twisted his ankle, and he had no defense. He tapped so quickly. There was no. I had a fight where I got arm barred, and I was literally willing to let somebody break my arm before giving up.
This is Vitor Belfort.
Vitor Belfort. With Tom, the moment he felt any pressure on his ankle, he tapped immediately, which lets me know a lot about him.
I guess the clarifying question then is, if Dana and Hunter do come to you after this fight, they make the figures make sense to you, would you then be open to fighting Tom Aspinall, or are you categorically thinking, he does nothing for me, I will not fight that guy?
He does nothing for me. He does nothing for me. If you're a person that wants to see me really challenged, then I get it. 7 years younger, like 35 pounds bigger than me, right? I get it. It's like, wow, this John's so good. We finally found someone way younger and way bigger than him. Let's see how he does it. I get that narrative. But for me, if you were my manager, if you were on my team, why not fight against Pereira, a guy who's the same age as you, and we walk around the same exact size? Business-wise, it makes more sense. Fight I'm going to call him this, fight the nobody that may be more dangerous, or fight the guy with all the accolades who's incredibly dangerous, but it actually will affect your legacy.
And Tom Aspinall is a very good man, in my opinion. And I just hope he gets the treatment that he deserves for the remainder of his UFC career, because this hasn't been good enough. The one good thing to come out of this for Tom Aspinall, other than the heavyweight title, is kind of his aura now. When the greatest of all time won't even step in a cage with you, it builds up who you are, right? You have that fear factor of the guy who everyone was scared of is scared of him. How fucking good is Tom Aspinall? Very good is the answer. And it's funny because in all of the posturing that John did, in the tweeting and the interviews, and I don't care, I don't want to fight him, he doesn't do anything for all of that coping that we witnessed, where he was trying to say everything he could to make himself feel better about not wanting to fight this guy, and telling us all how unbothered he was in fighting Tom Aspinall, showed exactly how bothered he was. Because John Jones, even though he thinks he's smart, he's a child, right? And he doesn't realize in all of that coping, we can read him like a fucking book. And all he's done is kind of promoted Tom Aspinall for an entire year in this tour that he's gone on, in showing you're scared of him, mate, and we fucking know you are. Because actions speak louder than words. And John Jones has moaned his entire career about fighter pay. He named his price. Dana White gave him it and said, yep, no problem. And he still turned down the fight. This is a man...
Tom Aspinall has only a few fights left on his contract. Even his own camp has hinted that boxing could offer bigger money and greater control. And if the UFC really is nudging him toward the exit, this could be the moment everything shifts. Joe Rogan summed it up perfectly. If the UFC loses Tom Aspinall because of politics and pride, it won't just look bad. It would go down as a historic failure of leadership, because champions like Aspinall don't come around often. And once they're gone, you don't get them back.